So when you have x minus 5, I know you could look at this and say, oh, 14 minus 5 is 9. But we don't want you to do that. We want you to use algebra tools to do it. And algebra is always about isolating the variable, isolating the x value. Here, the unknown for the variable is x. You could also write y minus 5 equals 9. Then you're isolating y. But here in this situation right here, we're after isolating x. Also, a general rule in math, always whatever you do to the left side, you do to the right side. So if I'm solving this and I want x to be by itself, the best thing I do is add 5 to this side. And whatever I do to the left side, see, this is the left side of the equal sign, I do it to the right side. So I add 5 here as well. So here, negative 5 plus 5 will cancel, you get 0. So you end up with x equals, let me just get rid of this line right here. 9 plus 5 is 14. So here, the situation here is x plus or x minus a number. That's what you do. How about in number 2, if we have 5x equals 50, here the relationship is x minus, you're subtracting something from the x. But here when you write 5x, the relationship here is multiplication. You're multiplying 5 times the unknown, 5 times x. So to get rid of the 5 here, I do the opposite. I divide both sides by 5. And dividing, you just put a fraction sign like this and say 5 right here. This means division. And the general rule, whatever you do to the left side, you do to the right side. And pay attention, anybody that's not following and algebra and just doing them in their head. So here, x equals 50 divided by 5 gives you 10. Here I said, whenever you have x over a variable, the relationship here is division. Okay, so you want to multiply this to the other side. So what I do, I do what is called the cross multiplying. Whenever you have this situation, you have a variable over a number, this negative 5 could cross to the other side of the equal sign. When it crosses, it's on the bottom, it goes to the top. Remember, the 7 is on top of 1. So anything that crosses on to the other side of the equal sign, if it's on the bottom, it goes to the top. So going to the top, it's cross and multiply, cross multiplying. So you have to cross it and multiply it. So crosses to the top and gets multiplied in the 7. So it becomes 7 times negative 5, which gives you negative 35. Now, if you put negative 35 here, negative 35 divided by negative 5, negative divided by negative is positive, 35 divided by 5 is 7, and it's done. What can we do here? So here we have a combination, guys. We have this and this situation put together. So the first thing I think, and the easiest thing to do, cross multiply the 3. You know, this is the same as x over 3. So 2 over 3 is the same as this. The 3 is on the bottom. Cross multiply the 3 into the 4. You end up with 2x equaling 12. Now you divide both sides by 2. You get x equals 6. How about the last question, number 5 here? Here we have a combination of this and this all together. Do I divide both sides by negative 3 first, or should I add 7 to both sides first? The first that comes here is adding 7 to both sides. Don't divide by both sides by negative 3, because then you'll have to divide the 7 by negative 3, and you divide everything by negative 3. You're just gonna get, it's gonna get very messy. Okay, so here the general rule: add 7 to both sides. Getting rid of one thing at a time. So now this will go because negative 7 plus 7 is gone. So we have negative 3x equals 15. Because 8 plus 7 is 15. So now since we have negative 3x equals 15, we have this kind of situation, you know, a number in front of the x equals a number. So basically what you do here, you divide both sides, not by 3, but you have to divide by negative 3, because we don't want the negative to stay in front of the x either. And whatever you do to the left side, you do to the right side. And therefore, x equals negative 5 in this situation. Okay. Any questions? Because otherwise, I'm going to give you 2 more or 3 more questions to do them, and then we're going to end the session today a bit early. Okay. So who has a question before I move on? And please ask when you have the chance, because if you ask, about something you're confused about, then you're not confused about it anytime, and you could do the work. Any questions? Okay, I don't see any questions, so therefore I'm gonna go and give you a few questions here. So try to do these 4 questions